What's going on, guys? This is Jonathan Lacey, and I have my co-host Isaac Wood. Isaac, say what's up to the people.
What's up, people?
Mhm.
Glad to be back.
Yeah, man. Isaac and I, we are back with another episode, and guys, this episode is definitely going to. I think this is a good starting point. This will be a recommendation for people that may have not seen anime or watched anime, or you know, we'll go deeper into how we broke it up. But before I do, I just want to say if you guys are, I will be putting this on YouTube. So if you're watching this on YouTube, make sure you hit that subscribe button and join us for more episodes in the long run. And if you're listening to whatever podcast platform, please do us a favor and follow us, guys. We will update. I think we'll right now we're updating every other week, but that could change down the line. But for now, this is what we're rocking with, guys. So thank you for joining us. Um, this I would say the inspiration for this episode would definitely have to be my wife. If you listen to the last episode, um, Rachel, she really hasn't watched like a whole anime series before. Like we watched The Blood of Zeus, but I mean Blood of Zeus came out what 2019, 2020 now. And I
Yeah.
think they're just getting ready to come back out with the second season. It's been like 4 years. But I mean Attack on Titan kind of did the same thing, But no, she was definitely the inspiration behind this. And so shout out to my babe. All right. Like, she's awesome. And I appreciate her, just rocking with us and doing this. Um, so Isaac, do you want to explain to the people how we're going to break this down?
Yeah, for sure. So, guys, today we're gonna break down our each of our individual anime tier lists. We're gonna do it based off of who we feel is beginner, intermediate, and then advanced. And then within each of those divisions, we're probably gonna have different categories for different genres of anime. Because it's very
Mm.
broad and there's a lot of stuff that you can find within anime. So we're gonna get into it.
Yeah, man. So let's get to the meat of the episode. All right, man. So
The roast
Isaac,
beef.
where's the beef at, yo? Where so for your beginner anime, hit me with like let's say, all right, let's say Rachel, all right, brand spanking new. What are you recommending? Or a coworker, if you have a coworker that has never watched anime, what are you recommending them?
Yeah, first off, for me, it was Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, and I say that because the storyline is pretty easy to follow. It isn't a corny show, if that's good to
Mm-hmm.
say, because there are
Mm-hmm.
some animes that some people who haven't watched anime, it's like this is kind of weird, and it kind of
Yeah,
turns them off. But I feel like this show, how it starts, it gets you right to the point. Action packed, great voice acting in the dub and sub, and it's only 64 episodes long. So it isn't like a really long show.
yeah. Can't beat that, man.
You really can't.
Um, like, and I so for your so that was for your action piece of beginner,
Yeah,
right?
that's my action
So
adventure.
I'm gonna hit you with one for my action one. I'm going to say Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Hey, I'll take it.
You know what I'm
I'll
saying?
take
So
it.
like so Avatar, guys, if you have been living under a rock, you haven't heard of Avatar. Um Avatar came out what when we
Like
were probably what
2005.
fourth or fifth grade.
Yeah,
Yeah, like we were kids when that came out. And
dude. I want to say I was 8 when that
yeah,
came
that's what I'm saying. Right. Like we were literally like in third or fourth. We are probably third or fourth grade
out.
when that came out. So this show though, guys, if you're looking for a show where you want to see just character development and action from the jump, really. This is going to be the show for you. And like Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, there's not a lot of episodes. I don't even think there's. I think there's what, it's probably under 40 episodes, if not a little over 40 episodes.
Yeah, it's like 64 episodes. But
Okay.
when it comes to the storyline, I mean, they put you right in the middle of action. And when it comes to alchemy, I mean, I think part of the reason why I like it because it kind of takes us back to like chemistry, but it's like they're kind of like using it in like a magical type way, but it looks cool.
Right.
And has like a ton of character development. I mean, it has its high points where things are happy. It has its low points when someone dies, and it's like, oh man. But then it also kind of dives into philosophy a little bit, which I think is pretty interesting.
Right. So, but Avatar only has like what, under,
Oh, Avatar.
I
Let's
would say it's
see.
under 40, if not a little over 40
I think it's
episodes.
a little over 40 because I remember season one being like 20 something episodes.
Right.
Season two, I think, was about the same amount. So I think they're probably close to around 60
Close
episodes.
to around 60. Okay. So again,
Yeah.
nothing crazy, and especially considering the length of the episodes are like 23, probably like 23, 25 minutes and
Hmm.
length. So that's not bad at all. Like you
It's
can,
truly not.
yeah, you can knock it out. And I'm telling you, like once you get going with Avatar, guys, it is like it just immerses you into the story, and you just see the main character Aang go from a little boy, little immature boy, into like a full grown man in the end. And it's awesome. It's awesome, man.
It is. And I mean, like, and for everyone out there who enjoys like Star Wars, like a lot of people who do Star Wars stuff now started on that show because like Dave Filoni, who directed a lot of Star Wars: The Clone Wars, The Mandalorian stuff, he worked on that. Mark Hamill, Luke Skywalker,
Yeah,
that
man.
man, he was a voice actor in that show. So I mean, it's goaded.
Can we just sit here and, like, before we move on to the next category, like for fantasy and like magic, can we just say that Mark Hamill may be the probably, like, and we know it as an actor, he's goaded, but voice acting, he's voiced the Joker, which a lot of people when you tell them, they're like, what? Like his voice acting skills is just as talented as his actual live action acting as well. So that's is great, man. But so check that one out. Isaac, what do you have for magic/fantasy?
Yeah, so this is a newer anime. Came out last year. It's only been for like one season out, but it's called Mashal, Magic and Muscles. And I think people who enjoy Harry Potter but aren't like, I guess they're not so married to the fandom that it has to be exactly following that. But
Mm,
I like Mashal because I mean it's pretty much this dude is using his muscles to fight people with like magic. So like they're throwing fireballs at him, spears and whatever, and he just like flexes and just withstands it all. And it's just funny because I mean you see bits of Harry Potter kind of like sprinkled in there, like some of the funnier parts, and
mhm.
it's just hilarious. But it also has a ton of action, and dude, when they're throwing hands, and it's beautiful.
Is it on site?
Yeah, bro, on site. I mean, and so with the main character, I mean, one of his big quirks is that he enjoys cream puffs. Because I mean, like this dude, like the way he makes them, they have tons of carbs, tons of protein, so he's always just munching on them. But if you mess with his cream puffs, then that's when it goes down, bro.
Macros,
Yeah, bro, he
macros.
needs his macros every day. He's like he gets his pump in. He does like a full on marathon in like 5 minutes, and he's okay. That's my pump. I have another hour, then I'll get another one. And it's crazy.
See that, and like that sounds like something that you can definitely like have one to like in the background, like just kind of you need like a comfort anime. This
Hmm.
will probably be it. What does it sound like?
Yeah, it'll make you laugh, and then if you like this, like those adrenaline moments with fighting and just things that are high intense, I mean, it's for you.
I mean, see, I'm here for that, man. Um, my pick for this category, and this could fall into like the thriller aspect, but you'll see where I'm going with this. I chose Death Note
Hey, okay.
because because of the Death Note, it falls into this category, and just to give the people out there a just a gist of what this or what this anime is, it is an anime that will it makes you kind of question and makes you think about how life is. I don't know how the world deals out judgment amongst others. You would say, and this guy Light Yagami, he finds the Death Note, and the Death Note was fallen. It was fallen from the sky by a Shinigami named Ryuk, and of course Ryuk he was bored. He literally just did this out of spite, just because, hey, I'm bored, I need some entertainment, so I'm going to go down to the human world. And he and of course, as time goes along, like he starts out as, would you say, as an anti-hero?
I would say so. Yeah.
Yeah, he starts
Maybe like
out
the
as a,
first half of the episode.
right. And you're right, he's right. And then he kind of just gets consumed by, just wanting power. And I don't want to go too deep into the story, but the book, it plays such a vital role in this show, and the characters in the show, like, honestly, I think you'll either love them or hate them, because I've never heard anyone really kind of where they were on the fence about any of the characters per
Yeah.
se. But yeah, you either love them or you hate them. But I think this is a show that would definitely, like, for a beginner anime, it's only 37 episodes. Like, you can watch that fairly quickly, and this is something that I think will be a good stepping stone into something more advanced. But Death Note, I think, for its time in the mid early 2000s, was it was like, it was it. People, you turn on your TV, like, hey, this is prime shonen. you know. So yeah, I would recommend that. But what's your next beginner anime that you have left?
Yeah. So next, I chose the category of sports slash like slice of life because I mean there are animes that are more realistic, instead of
Mhm.
like stuff where it's just magic and fighting and just just crazy big stuff. But I chose Kuroko's Basketball. Because I mean it's
Mm,
like a really good sports anime, and like for people who are sports fans and want to get into anime, I think they would enjoy it. Because I mean you have all the basics of basketball in there, along with just like people who outshine the rest, with their talents, a lot of strategy. The crossovers be crazy, the dunks are crazy, the assists, and then overall the whole lesson of teamwork and of how that plays a part in any game or like in any part of life. I mean, because you can't succeed by yourself, you need people. And
right.
like the like show really dives into that, and I enjoy it for that reason.
Yeah, because I remember, that's one anime Isaac will always recommend to me. He was like, "Bro, you gotta watch it," because I started watching Slam Dunk, and Slam Dunk is, I think, without Slam Dunk, we don't have this anime.
Probably not.
You know, but I'm definitely checking this out. Like, I can tell you that.
Yeah, because I mean, because the show itself is only 75 episodes, so I mean, it's not that long.
Yeah, and then I think that's solid. You know, so, like, this next one I have for you, bro.
I'm ready.
Afro Samurai.
Ooh, dang! How did I
Afro
think of that?
Afro Samurai. So if you're talking about an anime that, hey, you want to, like, go back to OG anime, the ones that kind of paved the way for today's anime, I would say this is something that like it's only 12 episodes, right?
Hmm.
And the story is so solid though, man. And guys, it has Samuel Jackson voicing the samurai, bro. Like you can't like come on, man.
Like you can't not watch that. And I mean, honestly, I think it was one of those first animes that actually like intertwine rap music, with anime, and like it just goes so well, bro.
Facts, man. Like they like I'm telling you guys, this is like where you would get to the very probably like the baby stages of anime coming up in the Western world. Like, obviously Japan animes go back to what, the
Like,
20s, I think,
yeah.
20s, 30s. Like
Hmm.
it's been around Japan forever, but in the US, it really didn't start making waves until like the late 90s, when things finally started getting dubbed, and like Dragon Ball Z and Cowboy Bebop, which would be another one I would throw in there.
Honorable mention.
Yeah, honorable mention. Yeah, for sure. Like 25 episode anime, but yeah, this is something that I would recommend.
Yeah, and I mean, just hearing Samuel L. Jackson and the voice acting is great, bro. It's so hilarious whenever he speaks and does stuff, and then the fight sequences and the animation itself is just crisp, especially
It
for its
is.
time.
It
Uh,
is. And dude, like samurais, man, the sword. Oh, it's chef's kiss, chef's
I
kiss.
know, and the fact that his afro moves, bro, that thing just be moving in the wind. It's like,
Bro,
oh snap, this man be
that joint
conditioning.
that joint has so much volume, man. It's
Hmm.
it's crazy. But you
Oh,
what? So are we we're moving on to our intermediate?
yep.
All right, Isaac, hit me with it, man.
Let's
What's
go.
your first intermediate?
So for my action and adventure category and intermediate, I'm gonna go with first to Demon Slayer. Um, Demon Slayer is like a newer anime, and I mean it's a bit longer, and I think it. Well, I shouldn't say like it's a bit longer, but currently there are 3 seasons and it's ongoing. But I think it's a great story, and it's something that I think you can really appreciate if you've watched a few bits of anime, because I mean in
Mhm.
terms of animation and just power system and things and fighting. I think it's really good.
Yeah,
However, when it comes to, I guess, the characters and kind of getting, I guess, the whole historical aspect, because I mean, it's because the whole timeline is back in, I think, the Edo period in Japan, which I guess if you were to compare that with us, it's probably like the 1700s or something. So
hmm,
like way back. And it kind of involves like bits of history there, but also, I mean, just when it comes to, I would say, certain characters and just how they kind of act, I think that the main character Tanjiro kind of fits the bill of having that generic main character vibe in shonen anime,
hmm,
and yeah, I think just like seeing characters like him and also people that he works with, like Inosuke, Zenitsu, like other people that he kind of meets in the Demon Slayer core, you kind of start to, I guess, like appreciate it more. But yeah, man, it's a beautiful anime. It's new, great voice acting, and it's addictive. I'll tell you that.
it is, man. Like, and I would even say like the first episode grips you like in a way of like, hey, this is what it is, and like if you don't like it, then you can exit now. But I think just that first episode, it was
It was
honest to me,
there.
it was intense, man. It was intense, but it was so good, so good.
Yeah,
And I watched like the first 10 episodes, and I was like, all right, I gotta stop myself because I do think this is an anime that Rachel would like, and I think yeah, like down the line, we will probably get on to give it a try, see what she thinks. But I mean, I wanted to keep binging it, but I was like, no, this is something that I think she would like, because for the exact reason, like the story is just is so good.
yeah, 100%, bro. Now hit me with yours. I want to know what you got.
All right, so I'm going Yu Yu Hakusho, man.
Hey, that's a good
You know,
one.
So
Definitely.
Yu Yu Hakusho is another one that's just an OG anime, but it still stands with the times. Um, I think it still can hold its weight even with today's animes.
Hmm.
And you just talk like this story. If you love anything like paranormal, supernatural, and you love like a good fight, like I don't know, you just love watching great fights and just the different power scalings that characters have. I think this anime is going to be for you. It's a little over 100 episodes, but when you look at some of the animes out here, like that's nothing.
For real. That's a good one,
And
bro.
especially like once you get going with the story, yeah, like you're not even gonna recognize it.
You're really not. Yeah, because I mean, because that's like a '90s anime, so like
Yes,
one of the entry ones, and I mean, had like a lot of diverse characters, which is really cool.
facts.
You know, like no character looked the same. Because I mean, there was never a character like Kurabara. Everyone like him.
and, and just to put it to you guys, like these characters, they were basically a bunch of street dudes fighting the supernatural. They
Hmm.
was out running the streets, and they giving they giving the spirit world the business,
I know, bro, with the bats and the hands.
They definitely had Black Air Force energy for sure.
Hmm.
There's no
Fire.
doubt about it. No doubt. um, but enough with that. Like I think, guys, watch it. That's all I gotta say. Isaac, what's your next one, bro?
So my next one, in terms of category, I think this falls within shonen, martial arts, a little bit of fantasy, but I chose Naruto. Um,
Hmm.
and I chose this one because so personally for me, this was one of the shows that really got me into anime. So like I
Hmm.
would see this on Toonami all the time when I was a kid. I showed it to a lot of friends. We all got into it. We used to watch together. Kids being kids, we were out here trying to do all the moves and whatnot. It's like wrestling time, whatnot. But I mean, the story is really, really good. It's centered about a boy in this village called the Hidden Leaf Village, and they're in the world of ninja and war. And the main character is called Naruto. Uzumaki. He's the main character, but pretty much his whole goal is to be the Hokage, which is like the head uh leader of the village, and he wants the respect of everybody around him because currently, I mean, he's pretty much an orphan. People don't like him, like he tends to pull pranks in order to get attention, and people just tend to hate him for like reasons that aren't first stated, but it kind of builds into it. But I think it's like a cool story of like a kid, he has a dream and he cares about his friends, and he worked hard to get to where he needs to be in order to protect them. And he also, like he doesn't shy away from doing the hard thing, in order
Hmm.
to in order to get things done. It's a great show, a lot of great characters. And it's only like 220 episodes for Naruto, and I mean, it's easy to really sink into it. And I mean, it has a great balance of comedy, action, heartbreaking, like heart wrenching moments, but
Hmm.
also a lot of just like a lot of just crazy just features that I don't want to get too much into because I mean I could talk about it for forever. But yeah, you guys should watch it, man.
I wholeheartedly agree. I will second that, guys. And for my anime, for the next one, this is another one because I would say Naruto would fall to prime, like prime shonen.
Yeah,
Um, I'm saying Dragon Ball Z.
nice.
Dragon Ball
Two of the
Z.
big three.
Yeah, yeah. Facts. Like Dragon Ball Z has definitely been one of those animes where even if you don't watch anime, it has like made global impacts. I know. I think Dragon Ball Z, like the franchise, is like the highest has made the most money like in all of anime. I'm pretty sure One Piece is like right behind it though. Like
Yeah, it's close.
very,
Last I
very,
heard.
very close. But Dragon Ball Z is one of those shows though, man, where like from the jump, man, like it just submerges you in there, and the different sagas that are along the way. It's just it's just one of those shows where you don't like. I think it's what 200 like 290 episodes to maybe 291. I'm not entirely sure,
It's up there for sure.
but I would say that it just it submerges you into the show and the the impacts there's so many iconic moments I know from my childhood and probably even your childhood too, bro, that
Mhm.
you just remember looking at TV, after school one day and just seeing all these moments happen and you're just like, oh my gosh, like no, what's going to happen, what's going
I know. It's crazy, bro. Yeah, because the first time I saw Dragon Ball Z was at my brother's house. I was spending the night and they had on Toonami. And it was like the first episode when, like, Raditz pulled up. And it's like, oh, who's this guy? Oh my gosh, he just blew up that farmer. Just crazy stuff.
Raditz was ruthless, man. But
He
that's
was.
sayings, bro. And I'm not gonna go deep into the show because this is a show that I will talk nonstop about. But guys, if you haven't done it yet, do yourself a favor. Do yourself a favor. Watch this show, and I promise you, you will not regret it.
You truly
But
won't.
enough about me, Isaac. What is your next anime, bro?
So my next one, it falls more in the thriller slash suspense category, I feel personally, but I
Mhm.
chose Attack on Titan, you know?
AOT.
AOT, bro. It's definitely a goated anime. I mean, it just recently finished. I mean, 4 seasons of just a lot of good storytelling, bro. A lot of good storytelling. And I mean, when it comes to all the twists and turns throughout the series, it's just things that at least I didn't see coming, which, shocked me a lot.
Oh yeah.
And it made sense. But yeah, like I think I put it in this intermediate category because I mean, personally for me, I felt that it was like a more gorier anime. So depending on just who wants to watch something, it's like if you're not good with blood in a sense, and I guess some dark moments. The beginning of the show might scare you, but don't let it scare you.
And to add to that, guys, I would say that if you really enjoyed Game of Thrones, this is going to be your show. I would say. There's lots of similarities, but is also unique in its own way. And I mean, if you're listening to this tape, do not listen to the last episode. Don't ruin it for yourself. God, please don't. Um, that that would be tragic.
It
Please
would
don't
be.
do that. But yeah, guys, because that was Rachel's first anime that she really watched like that, and the only reason why I started out with that is just because she really enjoyed Game of Thrones. So I was like, oh, I got the show for you then. Like, and oh man, dude, like this show is the twists and turns. It's
Yeah.
yeah, you guys just have no idea. So like, yeah, do yourself a favor, check that out,
And
please.
like the character development too. I
Mm,
mean, it'll get you. It'll get. I mean, the characters grow a lot in the show, and it's beautiful to see. And yeah, I mean, it has a little bit more mature themes than I would say
yeah.
in comparison to like other animes, to where it's like lighthearted or very singular in their objective.
Mhm.
So yeah, I mean, if you guys like a good story and just enjoy action, character development, and just twists and turns, that's a show for you.
Yeah, this show. Oof, oh my gosh. Um, so I did not have a third intermediate one, so I'm gonna move to the advanced tier.
Let's do it.
Oh, this first one, I'm going to say Berserk.
Oh,
All right.
that's advanced for sure.
And then in its advance, right? So, and I told Isaac, I said, yeah, I said I'm going to hit you with something for the advanced one, man. Like you, and I would say, guys, Berserk. Do not jump straight into this if that is your like. It's advanced for a reason, and if you've heard through the grapevine, hey, Berserk is pretty dark. It is so true, and
Mhm.
when I tell you guys, this anime had just left me. I don't know. I feel like after I finished watching it, I just felt empty. This was so empty inside, and because it's only 25, 26 episodes, so it's not that long at all. Because I mean, when this one came out, it was the manga had only been written up until the events, the Golden Age arc. So just I'm warning you guys, it's heavy, but it is so good, and you will, I think you guys will grow attached to Guts. I really do. And like in the short amount of episodes, you see development, and you'll see what we're talking about once you check it out.
Yeah, because I mean, it has its high moments where there are a few like a smidgen of happy moments, but it has a lot of low points and a lot of just dark and gory and just really vulgar scenes.
Very grim.
Very grim. It's not a happy world that Guts
Oh,
lives in, not at all. But I mean, seeing his development, seeing how he can kind of overcome trauma that he's faced and still keep going, and then still help people, even though, in a sense he can be kind of, a bit of a jerk, but it's like, he sticks to his morals, so he's going to help you if he can. And even when it inconveniences him badly, he's still going to do what he can to help you, even though he has other things he could be doing.
I think Guts is probably like my favorite, like probably my second favorite anti-hero, and in the anime. The Vegeta is definitely number one, but
Hmm.
yeah, no, like Guts is definitely right there. But yeah, guys, this anime, like you can find it on YouTube as well, guys. Like again, I know I've said this in earlier episodes, but whoever that was that uploaded that, thank you, thank you. I don't know if you'll ever come across this, but thank you.
Respect.
Yes, yes. But Isaac, hit me with it, bro. What you got?
Yeah. So mine for advance, I put One Piece down.
Facts.
And to be honest, the only reason it's there is because of how long the anime is.
Mhm.
And I think for some people, just once you see how many episodes they're up to so far, they're up to 1,089 episodes of this show. And that can be a really big intimidating number to
Yeah,
people who haven't really like watched longer animes. So that's why for me it's an advance. But in terms of content, action and adventure is amazing. The world building is crazy.
hmm,
I mean, it's about pirates and adventure and freedom. So it's like they're traveling to all these places, making friends, freeing countries, from pretty much dictatorships, but also, they have like their own like lighthearted moments on the ship, and it's just a really great show just about freedom, really. And I mean, like the main character Luffy, his crew, like you see him bringing them all together, and they go on their mission to find the One Piece, the greatest treasure of all time, and it's a ride. And even though it's like 1,089 episodes, it doesn't take that long, I feel, to to get up there. Because I mean, for me, like I hadn't watched One Piece until I had seen longer animes like Naruto, Dragon Ball Z,
hmm.
Bleach, did some Attack on Titan, just like other animes. But then once you start One Piece and just take your time and go, you'll catch up in no time.
Bro, I agree because I actually started my One Piece journey this year, and dude, it One Piece is definitely one of those shows. Like once it is like finally completed, and that's actually coming up soon. Now, One Piece will I think will go down as probably one of the most probably the goat anime. Um,
Yeah.
and that's a big statement, but I think I can stand on that because I mean I already and I think Attack on Titan can definitely hang with One Piece when it comes to goat talk, but One Piece, like you said, it's just the adventure and the ride that you go on. Like it's just I don't know. It just makes you like at the end of every episode, you're like, all right, like what's happening next? Like what
Yeah, man, it's crazy because like this anime has been on for over 20 years.
right?
Like, think about that.
Like, dude,
Over 20 years.
you and I weren't even like, oh my gosh, it came out in '97.
Yeah, dude, that's when I was born.
Oh, you were right. So I was a year old. I was one, right? So
And
like,
it's still going strong. And I
yeah,
mean, the fandom just keeps growing, bro. It gets more and more traction each year. Like, it's definitely one of the biggest earners of anime like ever.
and I think it's cool that that Netflix made a live action
Yeah,
adaptation, and you even have older people are like, "Oh man, like this show One Piece on Netflix is actually really cool, and about pirates." And it's like, well, it's actually based on an anime. That
hmm,
like here, let me bring you to this world, and it just kind of again, kind of like this episode that we're doing, it kind of just brings that open up that door. It brings that door to them and say, "Hey, let's go into this world." And you can just, I don't know. I think it's just cool, like the impact, like you're saying, the One Piece has had
and bro, when it
on the
comes to
world.
the live action, like you mentioned, that says something. Because I mean, I don't think there's ever been a good live action anime
Absolutely not.
until One Piece, bro. Like
Hmm.
until One Piece, there was nothing. And I mean, they like I will give that show its flowers. They killed it. That
People
first
were
season's
afraid.
amazing.
People
Yeah,
were afraid because I mean, I know I kind of was because
I was one of them. Yeah,
Dragon, like seeing all these Dragon Ball movies, dude. Oh my gosh,
dude, Dragon Ball Evolution when that was
that,
a thing,
that was gross.
it
Like,
was sucky. Because I mean, if I had to rank the like live actions, I would say One Piece, and I'm sad to say this, but Avatar: The Last Airbender, when they had
mhm.
their live action, I didn't like it, but it was better than anything else that was out.
Yeah, Evolution was rough, man. This is gross to even think about.
Makes me mad, bro.
I I so for my last recommendation, I am going to go with Fist of the North Star.
Alrighty.
Fist of the North Star. And guys, like I felt and I kind of noticed this theme in my list. I have older anime on here, but there's a reason why. And like Fist of the North Star is hilarious because that came up as one of the recommendation. It was like a recommendation thing on your my desktop one time, and I just remember like they were like, yeah, like this is actually getting they're bringing, I guess they're making another anime for it again, and but this came out like in the early mid '80s, and the theme song like just gives me Top Gun vibes, but. I just I love this show though, man. Like
Yeah.
it's so good, and don't I know some people are weird about this, but do not. let the fact that it's sub like run you off. Don't let that scare you off because I think I think some people get weary about like, oh man, like it's in Japanese, blah blah blah. It's like no, dude, like just I'm telling you, stick with this, and and I think it just becomes like this is what reason why like it's advanced. Like it's so I think it's a little over 100 episodes, but with the martial arts aspect, like this, my dude Ken just goes around just handing out the business, bro. Like he just this man. Oh, you just see and you see inspirations of like Bruce Lee
Hmm.
there too. Like when you see this man, as you just see Bruce, and it's so cool, man. It's so I would definitely I would check this out, guys. Like you want an action pack, good story behind it. This is going to be your thing, and just to give you a hint of like of his power. Basically, this man can touch you, and if he hits you one of your pressure points within 7 seconds, you're dead.
Yeah.
And,
I
and
mean, yeah.
it's crazy, man. It's crazy. So yeah, check that out. Check that out. And
Yeah, guys. I
yeah.
mean, if y'all are like Kill Bill fans, you will love that show. I'll
Oh,
tell you
fact,
that. I'll tell
fact.
you that.
I wouldn't be surprised if Quentin Tarantino watched that show growing up. I
And like
wouldn't
he's like, you know what? I'm gonna put that in my movie.
fact. Like that is screams Quentin Tarantino. But
Uh,
Isaac, I'm assuming this is your last one, correct?
yep.
All right. We're gonna get what does Isaac Wood recommend for the last anime?
So I'm gonna say Jujutsu Kaisen.
Mm,
Um, it's a newer anime. So far, so they're in season 2 right now. The Shibuya arc, it's amazing. A lot's happening, and it's kind of hard to like get your mind around it all, but it's a great show. And I put it in the advanced category because I do think that when it comes to the story and like how everything's getting built, I think it does take some patience, in
mm,
order to kind of like understand what's at stake, and then also understand parts of their power system, because the whole power system is based off cursed energy, which is like pretty much like energy that people create through emotion, and they can harness it and then use it for different purposes. But part of so like but part of that is that this cursed energy can leak out and create monsters which are made from negative emotion, which pretty much want to kill all of humanity. And like these jujutsu sorcerers have to like fight against that. But I do think like for me, when I first started to watch, I had to like really like take my time and like understand like how their attacks work, and just kind of like get a feel for all the characters. But and I think it's so cool because it definitely grabs inspiration from some of the animes that me and Jonathan have mentioned already,
mhm.
because I mean they pull stuff from Naruto. You
Facts.
get stuff from, like, I wanted to say this one, but Bleach. Like Bleach was
Mhm.
definitely one of my honorable mentions for intermediate. It's a great shonen anime, and a lot of stuff was kind of grabbed from that. And throughout this whole process of ranking animes, it definitely helps you to see how everything is kind of connected. In the sense of like inspiration for these stories and for you know just different thoughts behind how people want to do things, and it's just beautiful to see. But I mean, yeah, it's a great show. They're in season 2 right now. It's in subbed and dubbed, so depending on what you guys like, you can kind of get in there. And the voice acting on both is great. And just the action scenes and just the animation itself is just beautiful. So
Yeah, I agree. Like I actually, it's hilarious because you know I have a 1.5-year-old daughter. She just like adults, when you get tired, you get cranky. So I carried her home to let her take her nap, and of course I had some time to myself. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna start Jujutsu Kaisen, man. And dude, I started like the first 3 episodes, and I was like, yo, this this is going to be it. And and I I know we talk about like goat tier animes, but I think this has potential.
Oh yeah.
This has extreme potential, and I'm actually really excited to see, like when this show, when they finally say, hey, we're hanging up our shoes, this is it. I'm excited to see where that's going to end with this, and just see where this show goes in the long run.
Yeah, bro. Because me personally, I think it's on par with Attack on Titan
Oh,
in the sense
yeah.
of like story, character development, animation, and then fights and whatnot, like all the essentials. Even just having a story that makes sense and having characters that make sense. Like
Mm,
I think they're really on par with that. So yeah,
yeah.
man.
You guys are going to be in for a treat when you check that out. Like I promise you, you will. Um, if you guys have made it this far into the episode, obviously you are a fan, and we appreciate you. Okay, and we just wanted to say again, like if you're not subscribed to the channel, like make sure you do that and help support us in any way possible. Um, Isaac, before we dip out, do you have anything that you want to say to the people, man?
Yeah, I mean, I just want to say, yeah, like, thank you for everyone who's made it this far. And yeah, like, don't be afraid to try anime. I hope you guys enjoy these recommendations. And then, hey, if you don't like them, that's cool. We're just happy to have you all here.
Yeah, and that's facts. Like guys, I'm gonna leave you off with this. Like anime, as goofy as some of them can be, the the lessons and the philosophy behind these animes are, I think they're endless and they're timeless. And I think there's something to be taken away from each of these when they're all said and done. So, like as I said, don't be afraid to try it out. And if you do, guys, like let us know. Let us know if you check out any of these animes, and just let us know how you feeling about it. So yeah, guys, thanks for joining us, and good night.
Peace.